Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Somebody move it up. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come. Come to this place, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of learning, all seekers after what is true, all who seek a community of compassion and diversity, whoever you are. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, or you're too busy and don't have the time, come to this place, whoever you are. Lovers of wisdom, lovers of humanity, lovers of beauty, come to this place where a love we do not make surrounds us and lifts us and nurtures us. Come to this place, whoever you are. Ours is not a community of despair, but of hope. Not a place of judging, but of thanksgiving. Not a place of certainty, but of searching. Come to this place, whoever you are, however you are, whatever your description or identity. Come, yet again, come. We are built on covenant, not creed. We don't have to think alike to love alike. That's our challenge, and it's also our covenant. We front-load this service with announcements. I want to ask those present for permission. If you are uncomfortable with people who are up here speaking, taking their masks off, would you please raise your hand? Okay. If somebody's comfort level changes, you need to let us know that too, okay? I try to remember to put this back on when I'm singing. And I would like to invite Amanda Lawrence to come give our board announcements for today.
Good morning. My name is Amanda Lawrence. I am here with 2 hats on today. One hat is as a board member, and the other hat, which is truthfully my favorite hat, is as the chair of the Food, Folks, and Fun Committee. So let me start with my favorite part, which is the potluck. Those of you who have known me for longer know how much I love a potluck. Those of you who don't know me are soon going to find out. I feel like it's a spiritual practice, the church potluck. I feel like we could solve the problems of the world over a potluck, and we usually do. So I think Easter Sunday is the perfect Sunday for us to have a potluck. Sometimes it's nice to have a focus, so we're calling it a salad potluck. Now, John Tuggle and some other omnivores out there are raising an eyebrow at me at the idea of a salad potluck. Keep in mind, we're not going to limit your definition of what a salad is. So it could be chicken salad. It could be taco salad, many of which have very little in the way of actual green vegetables. So whatever sort of salad speaks to you this spring, that's on April 17th, Easter Sunday. And while the kids are doing their Easter egg hunt, we can eat salads together and have a potluck. The other fun event coming up is a church-wide camping outing. We're going really far away this time, all the way to the circle and the surrounding areas on the property. So that's Saturday the 9th. People are gathering here at about 5 p.m. I'm certain that there will be a fire where s'mores can be roasted. I think that's required. and then space for people who want to actually bring tents and stay the night on the grounds. If you'd rather just come and hang out for a little while, you can. Sunday morning service on the 10th will be outdoors. So if you're concerned about you waking up and staggering to church, or you're worried about the campers in a small space, no need to fear. All of that will be outside. Shh. We're just not going to think about that, the possibility of rain. The other things that I have to share with you, if you happen to notice as you came in, they were all on the screen, flashing as you walked in. They're also in your weekly announcements email, so all sorts of places that you can get great information. But I did want to highlight our Volunteer of the Month, who we'll see on the screen here in just a little while doing our meditation. That's Larry Andros, who has done that meditation for our services the whole time we've been in quarantine. I believe virtually every Sunday, which is incredibly appreciated. That's true, with his able substitute, Ava Kate. So it's about time we honored him as our Volunteer of the Month. Our giveaway the plate this month is the Power Coalition for Equity and Justice, which specifically works to amplify historically ignored voices within our state, and particularly within our state government. I think Miss Susan Caldwell has some other announcements, so I'm going to try not to steal all of her things to say, but I will say, read your weekly email for more information, and I'm happy to be here with y'all.
Good morning, and I wish I could be there with y'all. I have just an ordinary awful cold, not COVID. 2 tests have come back negative, but I'm following the church rules that if we have symptoms, we stay home. So I am at home, but yes, thank you, Amanda. There is an egg hunt on Easter Sunday, and so I want to encourage parents and anybody else who would like to help us with this. If you will donate 12 filled plastic Easter eggs, and I am not there today to hand them out, but we do have some recycled Easter eggs. If you don't want to buy new plastic stuff, I understand. We do have a collection, and I'm happy to give you some of those if you would like to do that. But if you'll bring those before Easter Sunday, so we still have some time because that's April 17th. That will be really helpful, and we'll have more details as we get closer to the day. Thanks, y'all. I spotlighted the wrong me.
Right, okay, so, yes. Yeah, you can find out the information by, and if you need to be put on the email list, there should be blue or green cards in the pews in front of you, and you can put your email address on that, and that will go in the basket at the back after the service, and then it will get to the office, and you'll be added to the list so you can find out regularly what's going on. And there's a link on the website. Also, the baskets, we are not doing collections during the service anymore because we've added some elements. And for giveaway the plate, the baskets are at the back. If you want to turn in your pledge check, the baskets are at the back. Please remember that on your way out. And we appreciate your considerations. I have a singing after the chime gathered here, so I think you can remain seated if you'd like. gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Our board president, Sally Wood, shared a reading with the board at our board meeting online this week, and I thought it was particularly wonderful. It came from Words of Worship on the UUA website, I believe, and it's from Sherry Woodbury. I'd like to share it with you this morning. Here we are in our circle again. A circle of vision and reflection, a forum for deciding and empowering. Here we are at the base of another bridge, another space spanning the shores of today and tomorrow, beckoning us to cross the chasm one day at a time. Here we are, gathered again at the cusp of the future, at the boundary that holds community together. We are here in a circle of love and trust, brought to this moment by a series of choices and promises, by hope and gratitude, by our own shadows faced and befriended, with the servant's heart, with a leader's listening, with a parent's love, truer than all our inner trembling. Let us model the health we seek for all and lean into community. Somewhere out there, all we dream is possible. Somewhere in here, we are sowing the seeds. I'll also add these words from Marilyn Sewell, who is Minister Emerita at First Unitarian Church in Portland, Oregon, where General Assembly is supposed to be this summer. Not at the church, but the city. Come into this circle of love and justice. Come into this community where we can dream and believe in those dreams. Come into this holy space where we remember who we are and how we want to live. Come now and let us worship together. I'd like to ask Jackson to help lead our children's lighting again.
Light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian and Universalism. This is the Church of the Open Mind. This is the Church of the Helping Hands. This is the Church of the Loving Heart. Together with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
Ava Kate, would you like to light the chalice? Thank you. Great. Thank you so much. For the gift of this day and for our community of spiritual nurture and compassion, we give thanks. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. We call this light before us in hope that we may always remain a strong community, working together to make the world a better place. Make the world a better place. May our many sparks meet and merge in communion of heart and soul. Little flame, light the tender kindling in our souls so they burn as one. In this free church, we come together without creed, focusing instead on the core values of justice, equity, and compassion, of mutual acceptance, and of diverse ways of being as we seek to connect ourselves more fully with the unfolding truths of life and of our world. We come together in the stubborn belief that community is possible and that peace is more than a dream. In this free church, we come together without creed, believing that the way we live in the world bears testament to the values of our beliefs. For all this and for all those things we dare to hope and dream, we kindle our chalice flame today. Would you rise in body or spirit and say the unison affirmation with me? It will be on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Yeah, please remain seated. I hope you can see the words on here. If you cannot, they are in your gray hymnals as 347.
Separate flags will kindle one flame. Witness the misery of this hour. Our clouds in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather
Please be seated. I believe that this morning Rebecca Tuggle is going to read our story for all ages. Our Miss Susan is home with symptoms. I think she said that. So, thank you, Rebecca.
Good morning. Yes, we do miss Susan, and I'm not going to do this anywhere near as well as she would, so bear with me, okay? I did do a little reading about this. One of the reasons why we're doing the book that we're doing, Anti-Racist Baby, many of you have probably heard the name Ketanji Brown Jackson. If you haven't, you've probably been under a rock somewhere. Please tell me where that is. At any rate, Anti-Racist Baby is a book by Ibram X. Kendi with illustrations by Ashley Lukashevsky. I want to give those credits up front. The reason that this got pointed out over and over and over again, apparently a U.S. senator seems to think that critical race theory and children's books go well together. Not sure why anti-racism would be a weird or taboo or sometimes strange subject to be hitting upside the head of a Supreme Court nominee, but we're going to read it and we'll see for ourselves. How about that? Anti-racist baby is bred, not born. Anti-racist baby is raised to make society transform. Babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There's no neutrality. Take these 9 steps to make equity a reality. 1, open your eyes to all skin colors. Anti-racist baby learns all of the colors, not because race is true. If you claim to be colorblind, you deny what's right in front of you. Number 2, use your words to talk about race. No one will see racism if we only stay silent. If we don't name racism, it won't stop being so violent. Number 3, point at policies as the problem, not people. Some people get more while others get less because policies don't always grant equal access. Number 4, shout, there's nothing wrong with the people. Even though all races are not treated the same, we are all human, anti-racist baby can proclaim. Number 5, celebrate all our differences. Anti-racist baby doesn't see certain groups as better or worse. Anti-racist baby loves a world that's truly diverse. Number 6, knock down the stack of cultural blocks. Anti-racist baby appreciates how groups speak, dance, and create as they choose. Anti-racist baby welcomes all groups voicing their unique views. Number 7, confess when being racist. Nothing disrupts racism more than when we confess the racist ideas that we sometimes express. Number 8, grow to be an anti-racist. Anti-racist baby is always learning, changing, and growing. Anti-racist baby stays curious about all people and isn't all-knowing. Number 9, believe we shall overcome racism. Anti-racist baby is filled with the power to transcend, my friend, and doesn't judge a book by its cover, but reads until the end.
So, something that I keep forgetting to put into the order of service is singing our kids out to their classes. We haven't done that in a very long time, so if you would join me, please. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. And we invite Larry to join us now for our meditation.
Good morning. For today's meditation, let yourself find a comfortable position, a position in which your body is balanced and your spine straight. Begin with a deep, comfortable breath, shifting your attention to your heart space, and imagine breathing in and out of your heart. Allow your breath to deepen and slow. Allow your breath to be soft and kind. As you rest in the power, presence, and peace of this sacred moment, reflect. Long ago, as I was first learning the changing patterns of my life's unfolding, I valued independence, my will, my way, my choice. I set my wants and needs as my guiding star and set out swiftly on my way. Yet I traveled with a hunger that was never filled, a deep longing that changing scenes and circumstances could never meet. Today, I pause and ask, what is the way that will bring me healing and wholeness? What path will fill my life with the happiness I have sought so long? I find the answer in the sacred presence of the heart. I do not and cannot walk this path of life alone. I am most myself when my footsteps walk with the footsteps of others. I fulfill my vision abundantly when it includes the hopes and dreams of others. Today, I value interdependence over independence and open my heart to the way of beloved community. Together, we will create the sacred space where songs of spirit will inspire us, sustain us, and protect us. Together, we will bring healing to memories of the past, challenges of the day, and fears of an unknown future. We will celebrate the unique gifts of one another and provide the rich, warm soil for those gifts to blossom. I will add my strength to beloved community to create a world where hate and fear will have no power and the hearts of all are welcome. We will learn to stop the war within ourselves so that peace may become a bridge between us. Together, we will travel far. In the sacred oneness of this moment, I center in my breath. Breathing in, I touch the spirit of life that joins us all. Breathing out, I bring that spirit to my world here and now.
Community in just about every instance is built on something those in the community have in common: an interest, an experience, a belief, a goal, a task, something that creates a shared identity. You and I might each choose to identify ourselves as Unitarian Universalists, yet in a group that by its very nature and definition is comprised of those of diverse self-descriptors building a community, the inclusive, accepting community we claim and covenant to be requires a bit more intention. Over decades, this congregation, like I am quite sure many other Unitarian Universalist congregations, experienced shifts in its focus, or maybe its passion. Initially founded by the Liebers, who were looking for a place, one family whose members were from different religious traditions could be married and raise children and worship together, freedom of religion. For others, the reasons that they've joined were to find others who shared their concern and commitment to civil rights, children's rights, human rights. Then others came standing for women's rights, and then some seeking to affirm themselves and others who have been treated as unequal. People have come looking for a safe place to work through or recover from bad experiences in other places. Each of these groups have had strong commitments to their causes. We moved from women's rights to care for the planet. The environmentalists were here with their passions simultaneously with a very strong wave of women's empowerment. People came here for that reason. With some part of our history, people came because there was a large representation of artists. Another period, there was a large representation of people in recovery. Members of each of those focuses and passions are still here. People have come for LGBTQ plus affirmation. Some are here because they have deeply spiritual paths, and the connections and understandings they have are a little bit too broad to fit in the boxes of other traditions. Some are here as a defense mechanism against the dominant religious culture. For us, with all of our passions and concerns, to form one real bonded community asks a lot of us. In this faith tradition, our call and our challenge is to make this one genuine bonded community out of all those different identities and passions. It asks us to grow in understanding and emotion and spiritual development. Our speakers this morning will share some of why they have found this effort worthwhile. I'd like to invite, Laurie has her mask off. I can ask her up first. So Laurie Lyons, would you come share with us, please?
Good morning. I was asked by Susan and Barbara to provide a reflection on what All Souls has meant to my life and why I have stayed involved and supportive. And I wrote a nice paper here, and of course as I sat here I thought of more and more things that I failed to include. Children's religious education, I felt my son got just a beautiful upbringing in terms of appreciation of life, appreciation of different views. The meditation services, there's any number of things that are not mentioned in here but are still close to my heart. Before I really explained about my views, a little background about my involvement in this church. I joined All Souls in 1984, so I've been a member for about 38 years. I've served in many capacities. I've been on the board 3 times, including member at large, treasurer, and president. I've taught children's religious education, worked on Saturdays on the building and grounds, served as a bookkeeper, chaired a capital fund drive, and chaired several silent auctions and pledge drives, and I've provided food and flowers and a number of other services. It sounds like a lot. Like I said, I've been a member for more than half my life, and I certainly didn't do all these things at one time. I am a retired civil rights attorney and have always spent a considerable amount of time on politics and nonprofit work, all of which requires heavy doses of reality and the here and now. The social action taken by this church has always made me very proud. We have taken stands way before it was popular or even acceptable in the community. And we have taken steps in social justice when other people have refused to even speak. But also, All Souls provides for me a place to take my mind and my soul to someplace higher, to appreciate the big picture of life and its beauty. Just the view from the church pews can take me to that pool of serenity, and some days that's all I need. But really, going deeper doesn't mean simply relaxing and letting go. The sermons and talks by members and guests, and of course Barbara, explore our universe both emotionally and intellectually, which allows me to grow, be it ever so slightly, or to see things in a different light. And of course, a big part of my love for All Souls is the people. Forever supportive, diverse, and always fun and interesting. I just plain enjoy being with all of you. A large part of why I devote my time and money to All Souls is because I want it to thrive. I want it to always be here for what it represents in this city, what it does for our people, what it does for our children. A community that truly accepts diverse opinions and ways of living.
John Tuggle, would you like to be next?
My name is John, and I'm an introverted comic book nerd from Hot Coffee, Mississippi, by way of San Bernardino, California. However, my real problem is that I have been brainwashed by the United States of America, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. For more times than I can remember, I have recited the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, while many patriots energetically emphasize the phrase, "under God," I am enamored with the phrases that follow. Say them with me. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As odd as it may seem, being an advocate for all Americans has made me a pariah in my own country. I have been cursed by friends, shunned by colleagues, disowned by family, threatened with physical or financial ruin for merely sharing my love of America and her high ideals espoused in the Declaration of Independence. And I promise you, Barbara, Tommy Jefferson did make a typo, and I'll point it out to you here. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all humans are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As a romantic idealist, I haven't yet learned that keeping my mouth shut is a proven survival technique. I truly enjoy sharing those ideals with people that are espoused in our declaration, and I really enjoy telling those people who misunderstand the pronoun all what it truly means. Yet even the most loudmouth troublemakers find it necessary on occasion to seek safe haven. The first time I walked through the doors of All Souls, Ron Thurston welcomed me with warmth and sincerity that was impressively genuine. Jocelyn Lanham, sorry about that, Jocelyn. Jocelyn Lanham and Melissa Gibson welcomed me and my wife Rebecca and made All Souls feel like a strong shelter from the storm just outside those doors. Then Amanda and John, Susan, Eric, Ken, Deborah, Bennett, Barbara, among many others, went out of their way to embrace us and make us members of this very diverse and inclusive community. As Barbara always reminds us, we don't have to think alike to love alike. The idea of love my neighbor is a reoccurring theme in this church. We are reminded that Jesus commanded us to love one another. We are reminded of Buddha saying hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. And we have heard 20th century poet-philosopher John Lennon sing, "Love is all you need." And if I personally summarized our 8 principles down to just one word, the word is love. After our first service, Rebecca and I felt the love here at All Souls. We agreed this congregation was an oasis in the desert, like-minded individuals trying to make the world a better place through love. And that's why I am a member here at All Souls.
And Bennett. Upton, please, sir.
Hi, good morning, and yes, I'm Bennett Upton, and I help out with some of the technical things, so my phone is kind of, like watching things, so I've got another screen, so I apologize, I don't have a printer, like paper doesn't seem to work for me anymore, so now I'm on another screen, because apparently the obvious answer to this is more screens, so But I do hope that everyone had a chance to get down to the Centenary Book Bazaar recently. That was like yesterday. They kind of rescheduled that. So they always have the most interesting stuff there. And anyway, it's been a long time since they were open. But the last time that they were open, my daughter, Gretchen, some of you may know her, she grabbed a book for me. And I'm not sure if she was serious about like giving this book to me, or if she thought I would actually read it, but I did, and because that's, I don't know. It was called Economic Man, and it was a feminist series of essays on economics, and I read it cover to cover. It really made me rethink how I view like secular and scientific knowledge. Especially as being, the guy who fixes technical issues on, like on a day like today when we're having some technical issues today. So, not always, but I'm the technical guy. Anyway, but also a sci-fi nerd, and I've always been enamored of sci-fi and the future and all of the things that technology can bring us. I just love all that kind of stuff. But increasingly lately, I wonder where it has gotten us. And among the many points that this book laid out, I'll say it laid out traits of scientific thinkers. And it says that, you know, they're cold, they're hard, analytical minds that place reason over emotion and knowledge over intuition. They're not people who get, you know, hysterical in a tough situation, but instead they penetrate deep into the way that things work to bend nature to their will. And, you know, I'm not sure if that's from René Descartes or if that's a romance novel. I'm not really sure what they were getting. I'm pretty sure what they were getting at there. But I think René Descartes and romance novels are kind of about the same. No offense to fans of romance novels, of course. But, you know, it's not that I'm down for throwing out science. It's not that I'm no longer a believer in it. I mean, it's what I do for a living, pretty much. I solve things with technical information. Or it's not that I'm using this as a preface to announce that I've recently joined QAnon. I haven't done that. But it can be hard to start a conversation like that without people thinking that you've absolutely lost your mind. We're all too happy to point that out when it's someone else's religion that sounds crazy to us. But what about when we question our own religion? You know, what about when that religion is kind of like secular humanism? I mean, is that a religion that you can get rid of? I mean, is it something that you can even question, really? Do we proselytize to people when they have those questions, or do we just like refer them over to our favorite QAnon chat group? Who can I talk about such things with? Like, there's a lot of nuance and ambiguity to a conversation like that. There's a lot of things that are going on, and you know, well, a lot of people don't do well with such things. They tend to jump straight into a simple solution, and that I know all too well to be false. It's easy to shut off your brain and kind of gloss over the nuance. So what is this even? Is this a reason why I'm still here today? I think that's why I was asked to speak today, but you know, I'm also not very good at coming up with stories that have simple answers at the end of them. So is this a story about how we can have those complex, nuanced conversations and where we can have those? Or is this a story about how books are dangerous and should be burnt? You know, I'm not terribly great at distilling those simple lessons from stories, and I certainly wouldn't have the audacity to tell the people in this room what to think about such things. I will say that there's a Centenary Book Bazaar with lots of very interesting books, and we've got a fire pit right out front, and we're going to be spending some time out there. So I'll invite you to take your own conscience at that, and yeah, thanks for letting me talk, and thanks for letting me be a member here.
Thank all of you. Quite a diverse approach, wouldn't you say? Our closing hymn is Swimming to the Other Side. We're going to do a chorus and one verse and then another chorus and call it a wrap. I will come back to extinguish the chalice. Please rise and body your spirit. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been lived since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. It is our work, shared with each other in covenant, that creates and sustains this beloved community. It is our care, intention, and commitment that make of our coming together a beautiful, worthwhile reality. A part of our lives worthy of our time and effort, a part of our lives that gives us joy and belonging and adds to life's meaning and depth. As we prepare to leave this common space, we extinguish this chalice, but we invite its light to live on in us and the directions we choose today and every day. Ashe, amen, so be it. Blessed be. Go in peace.
Here in reverence now we gather, for the blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another, that we journey not alone. Joy and sorrow make us one, in